David Garoppolo of the Cigar Authority. You're listening to the Leaf and Ash podcast, the cigar podcast that I listen to.
What's going What's going on, guys? Oh, Ernie disappeared. Welcome to a special episode on this Sunday, ladies and gentlemen. The Sip and Smoke Leaf and Ash podcast, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, it is 8:30 on a Sunday, and we are here. Why we are here, you ask? We are here to talk about yesterday's fight. Was it a fraud? Was it a scam? Was it legit? We can see what everybody's inputs are all about. But once again, guys, I'm your host, Panda. And of course, we got my peoples in the house. We got, this way, the gentleman in the middle here. We got Mr. Waldo, PC, a.k.a. Silverback, baby. What's going on?
Man, what's happening? Happy Sunday to everybody, man.
How you doing, buddy? Happy Sunday. And always on the top right, ladies and gentlemen, we got that, as always, that one finger pecker sensation, JJ, AKR Cigar Mutt.
What's up, baby? You know, I'm just going to go out there on a whim just real quick and say those fights were.
We ain't even started yet, right?
Yeah, dude.
On the bottom right, we got our boy Big E. What up, Ernie?
What's going on, gentlemen? Happy Sunday.
Oh, yeah, that way. And a special guest, a Misfits from the Misfits Chord, baby. We got Smokey G. What up, Smokey?
Man, y'all got guts bringing Misfits on this show. Wow. What's happening, gentlemen?
Oh, man.
I use that term strongly, not loosely.
Yeah, I was going to say very, very loosely. Very, very loosely. So, who we got? Hey, what's going on, Kiki? Kiki's in here.
Hello, Kiki. Young lady.
What's going on, Brent? We're going to skip this I-8 one because he's still on my doodle list right now.
Oh, dude.
What's up, Pat? Yeah, he could have not picked the worst week to mess with me. But anyways, what are you guys sipping on? What are you guys smoking on? What do you got on, PC? What are you smoking on? What are you sipping on?
Well, I'm smoking the H. Upman, finishing it off. And I got a little Uncle Nearest laid
PC,
down.
you're muted.
Oh.
No, he's not. I can hear him. Can you guys hear him?
Yeah, it popped up that he was muted.
Oh, okay. Talk now.
Me.
Can you hear him now, Gary?
See? No, it's showing a muted microphone to me.
But can you hear
Let's
him?
see. No, sir. Let me see if I can unmute him on my end. No, I'm seeing right next to, there it goes. Now try it, PC.
You can hear me?
Bam, baby.
There you go. So,
H. Upman.
Okay.
With a little Uncle Nearest buried deep in the bottom of my cup.
Nice. How about you, Mo? What do you got?
Man, I'm smoking the Big Sky Madison.
Okay.
And I paired this with the last little bit of the Elijah Craig I had in the bottle. I got a couple of these bottles that just have little spiders left in the corner, and I need to get rid of them.
You got to get rid of them?
Yep.
What about you, Biggie? What are you smoking on?
Smoking an H. Upman.
Oh, look at you.
And sipping on some coffee.
That's right. That's it. Is some coffee, baby. We got. I always, I should have had one, but but it's my birthday weekend. Gary, Mr. Misfit, what are you smoking?
First time for this one. This would be the FD Flor Dominicana 1994.
Nice.
I don't think I've smoked that one either.
I haven't smoked that one. I've never seen that one.
Me neither.
I
went to an event 2 Fridays ago here, one of our local, annual events, and it's called Smoking on the Red. And this was one of in the packet of 18 or 22 cigars I got because of the ticket I bought.
Nice.
Okay.
What are you drinking? Like some coffee or some your Topo Chico, Tipo Chico,
You
whatever?
know me, bro.
Topo Chico, baby.
I'm telling you right now, G needs to be sponsored by Topo Chico.
You ain't lying, buddy. You're not lying. So your boy Panda is smoking
Damn that head.
Oh, nice,
the
nice.
blood of blood.
Blood of blood.
And I am pairing it with some Dalmore 12-year, guys.
Damn, peaky out fancy, bro.
You know, so cheers, guys. Salute.
Happy
Salute.
early birthday.
Thank you. Mm.
What you trying? 54?
Whoa, whoa. Come on
Tracking
now.
the bottom
Get
all
close,
the way.
man.
I thought he was trying to catch me. Wait a minute.
Oh, man. So, guys, as you guys heard the beginning of the conversation, you know, I want to get my lineup here because last night it was crazy because everything ended like whether it was the first round, second round, knockout, it was. I enjoyed some of it, but not all of it. Obviously, right? You wait 3 hours for a damn fight, and then so you could be disappointed at the end. My opinion, but we'll get to that. Did everyone get to see all the fights at all?
I saw a lot of the fights last night, man.
Yeah.
A lot of them.
So 4.
But
All right, there were like 1, 2, 3. There was 5 of them.
5.
There was
Yeah, I
5
think-
of them.
well, I watched all of them there.
Yeah, 'cause you had the heavyweight, lightweight, heavyweight, welterweight, and then the women's featherweight.
Right.
Okay, so let's get to it, guys. The very first fight was against Robiles and Dos Santos. Do you guys remember that fight?
I did not get to see that one.
Okay, so Dos Santos came out strong in this fight.
Right.
You know what I mean? He was dominating the fight, and I don't know what's his face's background is, Robiles, but this dude, he was patient, absolutely patient. Dos Santos was heavy on the what you call it? What's going on, Brent? I watched them all with some of you foreign folks. We appreciate that. You know, without a doubt, yeah, exactly. Dos Santos got not. And it goes to show you, right? You gas yourself out early in the round. Although he was lining some good shots, but I gotta give it to Robiles that he was patient. He took his time. He wasn't out of breath, even though he was taking a pounding at some points. But I mean, and Dos Santos, to me, he just punched himself out. You know what I mean? And then and he just waited for his time, and he knocked him on his butt big time. And it's sad because you do all that hard work in the beginning, and there's nothing to be satisfied at the end. You know? Yeah, it's sad. What do you guys think of that fight?
Well, I'll tell you this: the majority of the times I was watching the fights, actually those 3 to 4 knockdowns, or knockouts, all I did was turn my head and blink, and they were on the ground. I was like, "Oh, I missed it," so I had to wait to watch the replay just to see the knockout. So,
Yeah.
And when it came down to it, as far as the physical activity of it, man, I think they was evenly matched when the match started, but you can see who was dominant as far as power when it came to that fight.
Mm-hmm.
The power was overwhelming, man, and I was wondering how they matched those guys up, and especially a lot of them hadn't fought in quite some time, and I was just really curious to what kind of work they was putting in before, the event even came up,
Yeah. Robiles had he had a strong jab.
Right.
Every time he would hit the Santos rather, you could tell he felt. He kept on hitting with the stiff jab, pushing him back. You know what I mean? And he would have to reset. You know. But to me, I agree. The matchup, I thought it was a fairly even matchup, but you could tell that Robiles was just more patient. He just took his time in the fight, but never got allowed to get overwhelmed.
Yeah, and when you got guys with that amount of mask on them, and they have to be patient because their body takes in more oxygen, and they would deplete their oxygen and muscles if they just go hard all the way through, man. So, and then with that type of power that was being thrown around, so they got to pace themselves. So it was a smart fight. I mean, I think a lot of guys use their heads, and you can see some of the techniques that they were using, to get to one another.
I mean, Jay, did you guys get to see it, Ernie? Or
See,
I didn't see that fight.
no, I didn't start watching it until Ngannou came on.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was 2 fights after. Gary, you didn't get to see that fight either, huh?
I did not.
It was a good fight, and like I said, what I respect about the guy was just like I said, he was just patient. You know what I mean? And for you to be that patient, despite that you're getting overwhelmed with punches, and the guy was landing hard.
Right.
For him to stay, in tune and be able to, pick and choose his shots, because his percentages, I guarantee, were a lot higher and a lot better, than Dos Santos. Dos Santos, he was just trying to just do that one headshot knockout, and it doesn't always work. I mean, dude, how many times you got to hit someone in the chin and in the head hard with all your might, and you realize you're not really doing that much damage, that you start saying, you know what, I'm gonna have to change, venues here. You know what I mean? I'm gonna have to change. I'm gonna have to change that venues. I'm gonna have to change strategy. But it was that fight, Dos Santos. I think he should have paced himself, man.
Oh yeah.
So Brent, what did you think about that guy? I know Brent was he was there watching. Oh, Ernie having difficulties again. But other than he says Dos Santos got knocked out, right? He said that before. He got rocked. He did. He did get rocked, and you could tell, honestly, that that he wasn't ready. Good, Gary.
Is that the guy that right at the buzzer at the very end of the fight got knocked down and they called it? Or is that the third fight?
No, that was the third fight. That was with the Francis.
Yeah, it was Ngannou and then that fight, correct?
Yeah. Ngannou, yeah. We'll get to that, but we did that fight talking about what people talk about being muscular and stuff. You guys hear some static?
Just a tad bit. But they kept going for the uppercut, man.
Yeah.
Kept trying to rock that chin. You know how that go.
Yeah. So now the next one was Parnesis versus Cross. And Parnesis ended up defeating the guy by knock. Like last night, man, was crazy, right? Once again, because guys were going. I don't know if they were trying to prove a point, just show that they still have it in them. Because to me, that might the lightweights, right? This is the lightweight division now, and to me, that fight was back and forth. But once again, it was a first round knockout. The first fight was a first round knockout. The second was a round one. It was like this evening was like, are you serious? Is this how all the fights are gonna end up being?
Yeah.
It's like, if that's the case, man, can you imagine? It reminded me back in the days with Mike Tyson, when Mike Tyson was knocking everybody out in the first round and people paying $100 for pay-per-view first came out.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like, man, and then it got to the point nobody wanted to spend the money.
Well, you think about it, like if you go back and look at the post fight on every fight, they were basically talking about how much money the fighters were getting paid, and that's kind of what they were doing. They were pitting themselves up against the UFC, and it was just really. It seemed like everybody was going after the UFC with each fight that you fought because it was about the money. It wasn't necessarily about the fight, and the status that most of those fighters had coming into each of those fights, man. So I looked at it from that point of view, and I was like, okay, this is how it's going to go the rest of the night. So it's about, building revenue for the fighters more so than, MVP versus UFC. That's what I got out of the post fights on after each one of those.
Yeah, and that kid, what's his name again? The Paul, Jaw Jack Paul, or and he kept talking
Glass
about
Jaw Joe.
yeah, he kept talking about how he's proud that he can give these fighters more money and another stage to go and fight, but everything I've seen from MVP so far, it just seems like cash grabs.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I was going to get before we get to the Ngannou fight. To me, I think this might be a warm up for Jake Paul.
Right.
I think he was kind of testing the waters to see if he could cross to the MMA. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because think about it. There's no way how you can't tell me that the UFC cannot pay more money for their fighters.
Oh, that.
Man,
I mean, these guys making still like $5,000 for a fight. You know what I mean? Even though there might not be big name, people that put butts in seats, but dude, they're still putting the training and all this other crap. I mean, I don't know what the bare minimum of the UFC is per fight, but to me, I think Jake Paul is showing that they could get paid a hell of a lot more.
Absolutely.
And we'll get to the what certain people got, because I was able to find the actual what certain fighters got, and we'll talk more about the salary and the money and stuff like that. But Ngannou versus Lins, right? So
No, there's no way.
Sanders versus Kevin Hart.
There's no way that you're that much shorter than Kevin Hart.
That's what I thought too. It was the craziest picture I've ever came across. If you're thinking I made that, I didn't. I found it online.
Well, I think the panda did go to the roast.
I thought that was Don in that picture. That looked more like Don. Oh no, now I see the scratch. Okay.
Wow.
Hey man, you're gonna have to start throwing some haymakers. You can't just keep letting this go.
I'll try to get Panda a break, y'all. Come on.
It's all good. So now we're gonna go back. He knows who. He knows exactly what happened.
Ooh.
They know exactly what happened. So now let's get to the name, right? The people that we know. Ngannou versus Lins. And that was also another first round knockout.
Yeah.
But going to what he's saying, to me, people think if you're muscular, that you're stronger, you're more athletic, and that's true to some capacity, right?
Right.
But when it comes to boxing, fighting, any type of, if your cardio is not up to par, which most of these guys that bulk up, their cardio is trash,
Right.
Absolutely trash. And we're talking about heavyweights. Most heavyweights hate running. Most heavyweights hate to run.
Hard on
Now,
their knees.
Yeah. What do you guys think about that stoppage?
I think it was warranted. I mean, because he was beginning to wear him down, and you don't want to see the guys get hurt because you're looking at future fights, man. So you want these guys to show back up down the road once MVP, get their feet wet with Netflix,
Right. I mean, and to have a contract with Netflix it's huge. I mean, there's money to be made.
I'll tell you right now, Jake Paul made out like a bandit.
Oh, 100%.
Made out like
So-
a bandit.
So watch those 3 shots that he fell off of. And that temple, he was already going down. That I kept hearing people say that temple shot got him. It was a graze. It didn't touch him, in my opinion.
No, I don't think it was as hard of a hit, but to me, a lot of things have to do more about placement than the strength of the hit. right? Because it's like a liver shot, right? You ain't got to hit that liver hard, but you got to hit it perfect,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
So you hit that liver perfect, and mind you, with a liver shot, you have a slight delay reaction.
Right.
And I think when he got him like in between the ear, the top of the ear and the back of the
Yeah.
head.
It just seemed like it grazed past, you know.
Right, and I get it. Hey, listen, if he took a fall, you know how much Lens made? If that's the case, you know how much that man made? $100,000.
That's a year's salary, man.
Turn my
He was
face
getting-
mill.
Yeah.
He was getting clubbed pretty good.
Oh yeah, but but look at the discrepancy, right? How much you think Nagano made?
A milli.
1.5.
$1.5 million.
And to think to want to get in the ring with one of the hardest hitting men on the planet. I mean, Ngannou, they said at one point it's like getting hit by a car at like 25 miles an hour.
Dang.
That's getting hit with a mailbox. Have you seen the size of his hands?
Yeah, the guy's he's a truck, man. He really is. You know, but look at the discrepancy in payment, right? Nagano 1.5, Lens 100,000.
Was that win or lose?
Yeah,
It was 1.5 to the winner and 100,000 to the loser.
that was their purse. You know, what's up, Memento? Francis Ngannou in his prime had the hitting power. Yeah, you know, you're right, in his prime. You know, and mind you, right, there was a lot of washed up old UFC fighters in this card.
Mhm.
But even with that
Dude.
being said, that arena was sold out.
Yep.
Sold out, right? You wait almost 3 hours for the main event, but we'll get to that when we get to that, man.
Well, I got to ask the
Are we
question.
going to wait 3 hours and then it'll be over as soon as we turn
And then
it
be
off?
over. All right, guys, have a good night.
I got to ask the question, man. Are these like professional exhibitions, or are they just revving up to for a title or something later on down the road?
I don't think
And
neither.
what's the whole scheme of the thing?
I think it's to see future potentials with Netflix
That's what it is.
and MVP. You know, I think it was to test the waters. Yeah, let's try out with some of these guys that are pretty much past their prime to see what we could do. Yeah, our main card is big,
Right.
you know, with the two female fighters, you know, but let's truly test the waters. So I don't know. I didn't get the numbers what Jake Paul made on the purse, because remember, he was the promoter. So he's making bank. Plus, I'm sure he's taking a cut from Netflix.
Oh, of course.
You know, so you know, put it this way: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fighters. Okay, which was Ronda and Gina, Francis, Nate Diaz, Mike Perry, and Felipe Lens. Their purse added up to like what was it, 5.5 million. That didn't include the other people. That didn't include the losers. So you figure, let's say an even $6 million is what everybody combined made. This hypothetical. I don't know the numbers. I'm just throwing it out there. I guarantee you that Jake Paul made 3 or 4 times that amount of money, you know, just with the Netflix endorsement of it. You know what I mean?
I'm saying it. If you want to make millions of dollars, Jake Paul needs to get with whoever is doing that redneck brawl and put that shit on Netflix. That
Yo.
stuff's nuts.
It's funny as hell, man.
It's entertaining.
It is entertaining. Gary, you ever seen it?
No.
Oh my lord! It's like it's called redneck brawls, and you have like neighbor disputes. You know, people own the neighbor, and dude, they're in sweatpants and overalls and boxing gloves, and they go out. What was it? 3 rounds, and I think it's a minute each or a minute and a half. It's
Yeah.
really short rounds, but it is hilarious. It's crazy.
I have seen some of that back when I still had the Facebook and the Instagram. That's another story though.
So what are they paying them guys? They paying them like $500 just to come on and get their brains beat out and embarrassed.
Maybe. Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Hey.
what's his name? Mike Perry when he called out, Jake Paul. These guys. Jake Paul. Honestly, I think his fighting career is over. I think that I think he learned his lesson getting into the ring with Anthony Joshua.
Right.
He broke his jaw in 2-3 different places.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
So-
and you listened to what he was saying about what his doctors was telling him about his recovery on his jaw. I don't think he'll ever be the same.
No. You can even tell when he was talking. It don't even move the same.
Probably still got wires and
Oh.
and everything.
You just think what would happen if Joshua actually hit him the way he wanted to.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not.
Although he could listen, that last one. Did you see when he landed on his butt? All you saw was like, wow,
Yeah.
wow.
Because Paul, he's not a small guy.
No, he's not. And you could tell he's getting some weight. Despite that jaw is shut, that boy's still eating somehow.
Got a big straw, man. He's got a big
Yeah,
straw.
you ain't lying.
But you were about to say something, Aaron?
No.
Mm.
I think he's not completely healed.
No.
But I have heard that he's calling out Canelo, so I'm interested to see that. See if it happens.
Stop it, dude. That just. I don't even want to talk about that because exactly. Thank you, JJ. And listen, and that's a whole different story that we definitely want to start talking about. We want to start bringing up. We had talked about it behind, closed doors in regards to talking about stuff like this, boxing. We're big boxing fans and stuff like that. Me and Big E, we've kind of gone back and forth on a couple of people. I think we agree on most. But we definitely have some of our differences in regards to certain fighters and stuff like that. But we'll do that in another segment in regards to boxing. He will never get in the octagon. Heck no, man. That man will never last. The minute they take him down to the ground, it's over.
Yeah.
It's absolutely over. It'll be another Ronda on Gina. But anyway, we'll get to her in a minute. Yeah.
But he was calling out John Jones that was sitting up in the announcer booth.
No, he don't want that.
No, you don't want them troubles, man. But
That dude
you
is-
got to ask yourself. Yeah, you got to ask yourself why a lot of these people retired, and they probably retired to get out of the contracts that they were in, so that they can make the money that they actually want to make, man. But me personally, I would like to think that I'm a tough guy, but man, I'm not getting in the ring for a small amount of money, man, to get beat up. So you got to pay me to come in there, and a lot of times they're not going to compromise with you on that pay unless you got a good agent or something like that.
Well, PC, I'm telling you right now, brother, I'm tired of mowing. Put me in the ring.
They one shot.
I'm tired of mowing. I'll give him 10 seconds, just like Rousey did.
Hey, how much would you need to?
At this point, low end, I'll do it for $350. Give me $350K, knock my ass out. I'll figure it out.
Shit, you ain't got to swing at me. I'm gonna pass out anyway.
Hey, JJ's like, I'm not even gonna have a fighting camp because I don't want to split my purse with no one. I'll do my own running and training. I'll do my own damn thing going there.
Hey,
But all he has to do is just tap me and I'm falling and flopping.
hey, you can turn this orbital socket into bone mill. Daddy's getting $350,000. I don't care.
And right after the fight,
I'm
you book yourself a
out.
nice cigar, celebrating.
Exactly. Hell yeah.
Mountain Valley Cigar Guy says, I tell you, I've been doing Muay Thai most of my life and I still not the guy. It's a whole different, right? It's a whole different thing. I remember when the UFC first started, right? There were no weight divisions. It was any man for themselves, no matter what the weight division, you could fight anyone, call anybody out. It wasn't until Dana White came into the UFC, because remember, Dana White came from the boxing world.
Right.
He came from the boxing world, and that's where he brought in, weight divisions and belts and all that other stuff, which kind of glorified it and built it up. So that was, But he's trying to come up with that box. He's trying to do his own boxing league, which looks like absolute trash. You know, it looks like they're pretty much doing it in someone's like garage. You know what I mean? It's just that bad, dude. Absolutely bad.
But you think about it, man. They need to rebuild the heavyweight boxing, man, because it's fallen off over the years. And I love to see heavyweights fight, man, especially if they got skills. Though I love to see heavyweights, and it's just nothing like seeing that raw power, man, that they bring to the ring, you know.
Yeah.
I used to love it. I really hadn't watched boxing in years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But
Jake
I gotta
Paul
say, boxing
didn't-
is making a comeback.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is it? Okay.
It's making somewhat of a comeback.
The only issue that I have with boxing is still these damn judges, man.
Mhm.
You know, these judges, man. That's the one thing you got to admire about the UFC. I mean, it's very far few in between when you get a decision go the opposite way. When you know what I mean, because that type of fight is pretty much clear cut. Someone gave the ass whipping, someone received the ass whipping. You know what I mean?
Right.
And in boxing, you can have a round. I can have a round for one guy, and then Andy Cavill for the other guy, and then everybody. It could be a split decision, right? You know, or you just have people that are favorite. They feel that they're the up and coming star in the boxing, which we've seen that. You know, these guys that not necessarily got their ass handed to them completely, but they definitely lost that fight, and they still give it to them because they are the up and coming. So
I just made a sweet logo for that. When we do these talks, I'm going to start using this.
Yes, sir.
nice.
There you go.
But I think boxing also sometimes it's just perception, right? The illusion that the boxer is doing something, and then just give him the round because he danced around more. He seemed more aggressive, and the other guy just took a step back. So that's the only thing I don't like about boxing.
Yeah, and I agree. But you got it. But there is something to say that if I'm bringing the fight, right? If I'm bringing the fight to you and you're choosing not to engage me because you're trying to testing me out, I'll take that round.
Oh, yeah.
If you're gonna give me that round, I'm gonna take it. I might not have to do a lot, right? I might not have to do a lot, but I'll take that round. I'll take as many rounds you want to give me. And we've seen that because we have fighters that are late starters.
Right.
You know what I mean? But you can't do that throughout your entire career because you're gonna run into that person that's just from get just a bull. You know, he's just gonna continue charging. But we're getting off topic here, guys. We're getting off topic. What's that?
I got thrown out of the Boys Club of America in Springfield, Missouri, boxing at 8 years old.
Eh,
What back at 8 years old, what do you wear? Like 6-ounce gloves? I can't remember. They're small. But if you're gonna come in and you're gonna fight me like this, and you're gonna have your hands right there, what's fixing to happen to you?
Man, you get that body toe.
No, you're gonna get your thumbs broke.
Shoot.
So one little boy, I was not aiming for it. I was just trying to hit that nose, and it broke his thumb. And his brother started blah blah blah. And next thing he comes in and he fights the same way. Guess what? Sat them both down the same way, broken thumbs. And then the coach, I was trying to learn boxing. The hands are right there. I didn't aim for him. I just threw a punch.
Where did you fight? The Redneck Brawl? You was fighting in the Redneck? Because that's kind of how they fight over there.
But you think about it, little 6-ounce gloves ain't really protecting shit, you know.
No.
Barely fit. But these guys fought like this. I'll never forget, you know, and it took me out, kind of took me out of boxing, you know, and I just straight shot and anyways.
Well,
that's
that's
my story,
like,
and I'm sticking.
like coaching.
It's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Exactly. You know, you curl them thumbs. And,
All right, man. We got two more to talk about. Then we could kind of go off topic. Now this is Pat. I haven't forgotten about you. This is the one that Pat said Nate Diaz looked so out of shape.
He always does.
Conditioning is absolute trash. This is the Mike Perry versus Nate Diaz. And and we know that Nate Diaz in his entire career has so much scar tissue built up. It doesn't take much to bleed him, you know.
Right.
But last night, man, we've seen him
Dude.
blood up, but he had a big gash on the top of his head from a couple of elbows, you know. But yeah, he was, yes, Brent, he was definitely leaking. You know, but what do you guys think about Nate Diaz? Obviously, in my opinion, he doesn't ever have to come back to the ring. But by chance, he made $500,000 for that fight.
Good for him.
Yeah.
I think since he's been kind of soft retired, basically,
Right.
you know, and he's always been known for, you know, not only his attitude but his partying. And the way he was bleeding, that blood looked a little thin last night. You know what I mean? I mean, he'd been partying hard, and yeah, that was a mean cut, but that was a lot of blood.
Yeah.
Yeah, that stuff wasn't coagulating the way it should have.
Didn't he have an old gash up here in his hairline?
He was
too,
gushing.
or was that bleeding also?
Yeah.
He was bad. And, you know, his cardio, you know, the man, he's been hitting that devil's lettuce a lot lately.
Oh, yeah.
His cardio's out. I mean, if I could get $500,000 to dance around for a couple minutes and I had the background they had, I'd take it. But
Well, I have to agree with Brent. He walked in the ring and he just looked out of shape and like he was not prepared for that fight at all.
Well, he had that look like he can be smoking a cigarette and be ready to fight at the same time with the cigarette in his mouth.
oh yeah.
Yeah, I you know, and the thing is, so right, this was the co-main event, right? Which it was right before the main event. And to me, you know, you kind of hate to see guys that we've seen in their prime look the way he looked.
Yeah.
You know, and just well, here's a question. Do you guys think does it hurt their reputation or their legacy for them to continue to do stuff like this and constantly just getting their butt whooped to that extent?
I think in Diaz's case, he's always been people love him for his charisma, his outside of the ring as well as inside.
Right.
I mean, it's an L on his card, but I think for him just being the way he is, I don't think it's going to hurt him very much.
Yeah. I don't think so.
I say the same thing. I don't think it'll hurt him, but you know, it almost give the appearances that he needed the money. And with that being said, you just never know. But 500,000 is nothing to sneeze at, man. You know.
No.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
It doesn't hurt him. Last night it looked like an exhibition card, you know. So it's just that's the way I seen it yesterday when I was looking at the fights.
Well, and you also look at the fact that when he was fighting, he was kind of fighting like this, running away. And I get it, your cardio may not been where it should have been, but at the same time, if you weren't prepared for that fight, man, I can't say I wouldn't have jumped in the ring for 500,000, but I would at least took a week or two before the fight to get in some better condition than what he was in, because you could tell after the first few minutes, man, he was done. He was out of gas.
Oh, yeah. Halfway the first round, you could tell it was nothing remotely close.
After those body shots, it was over.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
After those body shots, you could tell it was just a matter of time.
And you talk about that liver shot, man. I'm gonna tell you, I was working out at the gym, you know, a few years ago, and this boxing coach was in the gym. He was like, "Come on over here and work out with me." I'm like, "No, man." He was like, "No, come on over here and work out." So we're boxing around, and he just barely touched me in the liver, and I was like, I froze up. I was like, "Man, what did you do?" He's like, "I tapped that liver for you." I was like, "Okay, man."
Get that elbow down there, bro.
I mean, I can box, but I can street fight.
So this is what and I agree with this. I kind of think so. It diminishes the legacy a little to what I see. He hasn't even talking his normal trash. Yeah, you know, I agree, Brent. I think it does do something because you know what? Do you want to be remembered for the good fights in your prime, or do you want the last 2-3 fights, right? Because he got his ass whipped by Jake Paul, right? In some BS boxing fight, right?
Right.
And now he comes out. I believe that was his last fight, boxing, whatever. And to me, I do you not worry about what people are gonna think in the sense of, I remember what he was, though he has no business. And that's my opinion. I don't think he has any business going back to any ring.
No.
But you look at the opponent that he had. He was fighting a bona fide person that knew how to attack him. And when that guy come from what was the bare knuckle back to MMA style fighting, man.
Yeah. They say he's been doing bare knuckle for like the last 5 years.
Right.
And that's a whole different, skill set in itself.
And he got a nickname, Killer.
It's a whole.
Well, he got all that scar tissue too. That's why he opened up so easy.
Yeah.
But think about it, right? Nate Diaz, normally when he gets in some trouble, what does he do? He grapples, right? And mind you, you're on the ground. That's not a place you want to be with Diaz. You do not want to be with Nate Diaz that way. Nate has a phenomenal ground game.
Right.
And
But
I was worried a little bit.
I truly believe the cardio is one reason why he couldn't grapple and get on the ground with him, because, to get on the ground, man, it takes cardio. You got to have endurance. And I don't think it was all the way there, It showed that it wasn't all the way there. Maybe I could be wrong.
No, it wasn't that. Like you said, the body shots, you could
What's
tell.
up, Go?
What up, Rod Josephus? What's up, dog? We're talking about yesterday's fights or whatever you want
What's
to
up,
call
Gabe?
it. All right, guys. Now to the last fight of the
Did we skip a fight?
No.
The best fight of the night. I don't believe
Went 2 rounds.
Huh? Went
Which
5
one?
rounds. Went 5 rounds. The one I was talking about where, and I can't remember the names of the fighters, but the one guy, and y'all probably talked about, the one guy came out pounding, and then in the end, he got knocked down right at the bell in the 5th round. Right before the bell, they called the fight.
That was when they had the 5-minute rounds, right?
Yeah.
Now you got me second guessing myself.
The guy that kept that's the fight that I came in on. It was like the 3rd fight of the night, I want to say. And I can't remember the name of the fighters, but the guy that ended up winning the fight was getting pounded.
Mm-hmm.
A little short, husky, stocky guy was in there just beating on him. And he hit the ground a few times, but it was all when he would throw a kick. I'd watched all the stuff before the fight, and he was notorious for throwing a kick or a punch so hard his own momentum would bring himself to the ground. And in the fight last night, he never got knocked down. He did that a few times, and everybody go, "Oh!" And I'm going, "Nope, it was his own momentum. It wasn't a hit."
I remember that fight. You're right. Whatever reason, it didn't pop up on my card. I don't know why, but I remember that fight. And you see Joseph, he says, "I messed up my shoulder sleeping last night. Ain't no way I'm grappling with anyone." Oh man. All right, guys. But before we go and talk about that 10th of a second fight, even though this was an unexpected live, we still got to give a shout out to our sponsors. JJ, you got this?
Oh, I got this, Bubba.
Let's do it, buddy.
Here we go.
Today's episode is brought to you by the Cigar Vault Oakdale, one of the premier boutique cigar lounges serving the Pittsburgh area. Located in Oakdale, Pennsylvania, the Cigar Vault isn't just a shop, it's a destination. Whether you're a seasoned smoker or just getting into the culture, they've built a space where cigars, conversation, and community come together. Inside, you'll find a carefully curated humidor packed with premium and boutique brands, plus a laid-back lounge atmosphere that makes you want to stay, light up, and connect. Open 7 days a week, they've become a go-to spot for locals and travelers alike looking for a top-tier cigar experience. So if you're anywhere near Oakdale, or just want to support a shop that truly gets cigar culture, check out the Cigar Vault Oakdale. Light one up and tell them Leaf and Ash sent you.
And
Yeah,
tell them Ethan Nash sent you.
tell them.
Rob put it in the chat. It was the Perry fight.
The Perry fight, yes, that's
Yeah.
what it was. Yes, I don't know why they have that in my conversation here. We are guys. So that obviously, as you guys see, the Cigar Vault is one of our sponsors. I am working. I reached out to the guys, and we also got a. Was it Norm?
Norm.
Is it Norm? I also told Bernie that we definitely want to get a look at the actual vault, the actual humidor, so
Yes.
that you guys can see what they have. I think that it's such a crazy concept, and we got to show it.
Oh.
They have a lounge called Cigar Vault. They have a vault, and you don't get to see the vault. You got to see what's going on.
Yes,
So
sir.
we'll definitely get that going. All right, guys. The last fight of the evening: Ronda Rousey versus Gina Serrano.
Okay, fight's over. Good night, y'all.
Yeah, good night, guys. That's what we got to say about that. You guys have a good night. And which is yeah, it's a wrap. Let me tell you something. If you would have gotten up, went somewhere real quick, and came back, you would have missed the whole thing.
Yeah.
I blinked and it was over.
You know, I'm not saying those ladies in their prime were outrageous fighters. We
Yeah.
all know that. But, you know, what was the lady's name again? Not Rhonda. What was her name?
Gina Carano.
Gina Carano.
She hasn't fought in 17 years and had to lose 100 pounds. You know, and I commend her for that. She answered the call.
Yeah.
She answered the call. But again, with my problem with MVP right now, these fights seem like I'm going to take it because I need the money.
Right.
You
But
know,
Ronda
Ronda
Rousey,
Rousey,
yeah, go ahead.
I mean, we all know her armbar's elite. That's what has saved her buns many,
Right.
many times. And she's very good at it. But I think it's just hard. 10 seconds. You had all that anticipation, wanting to see a brawl with Ronda Rousey. And, you know, one tackle and, you know, it was rough.
You know, that's like I think both of the ladies came in with a strategy to actually fight. And and I think Ronda rethought her process, and she got really aggressive on the opening bell. As we were talking behind the scenes, Pete, she probably couldn't take that hit, man. And Gina probably could, you know, knock her out and because of all the concussions and stuff like that. But I think Ronda went for the kills simply because she didn't want to go deep into a fight with Gina, and it turned out like it did. But if you realize, Gina tapped out sooner, even though Ronda had the hold on her. She didn't even try to fight getting out of it.
No.
And you know, that's the sad part about it. Now Ronda could have broke her arm, true enough, but I at least wanted to see her try to get out of the hold before, you know, she tapped out or whatever.
Yeah, dude, fluff the pillow a little bit before you go to sleep.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's it. I honestly, when I was watching, I thought she broke the arm. To be honest with you,
Did you?
yeah, I did. It was just the angle. You know what I mean?
PC said it last night. Oh shit, she broke her arm.
Yeah,
And,
you know, and I guarantee she hyperextended it. That I
Dude,
guarantee you.
that elbow was popped up, and so
Yeah.
I said it last night. I'll say it again tonight. And you said her arm bar is elite, and it is. And she just saw the opportunity and seized it. I didn't see Carino play. I watched it and watched the replay, and I did not see Carino just give that to her. She took it. She took full advantage of it, and I have to give her that. You know,
Right.
She did what she normally does. She goes for that submission. That's what she does.
That's it.
Right.
And if
We
you-
don't like it because it's, you know, it was like Tyson biting off Holyfield's ear. I was pissed off. I spent a lot of money to put on a big old party on that fight. Damn, I was mad. But
I was just upset he didn't swallow that piece of it. He spit it out.
and you know, and Ronda Rousey, she is about legacy. She's not going to take an L.
Right.
I mean, she's already had her career's already been kind of muddied.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, she wants to, you know, remain what she is. She's now what, 13-2?
Yeah.
I remember the fight was about to begin, and my wife is sitting with me. I said, "Babe, this fight shouldn't last too long, right? Because Gina Carano had health issues, had to lose 100 pounds, right? I think
Right.
she had diabetes, some issues she was dealing with. Hasn't fought in 17 years. Is a recipe for disaster.
Right.
It's going to happen.
But
See, I didn't
then
know all that about Carano.
But you look at it, you can tell that they put some effort into their workouts, man, because
Yeah.
both of those ladies looked good last night.
She
They
does.
looked very, very fit. And Ronda, man, she, I hadn't seen her look that good in quite some time, man. But you can tell they were ready, man. If they had to go, a round or two or something like that, or get into the minutia of it.
She came into the ring, classic Ronda. She bowled straight to the ring. She was all business from start. Yeah.
She's all business.
Well, the thing is that Holly Holmes exposed Ronda Rousey's game.
Right.
If you keep your distance and you fight her from afar, don't let her get close. And I had called it with my coworkers. I told Holly Holmes is going to be Ronda. Man, you crazy? I said, I'm telling you, she's a champion kickboxer.
Yeah.
Knows how to keep her distance, and Ronda is deadly up close. Once she gets a hold of you, you have a fight.
She's a female Mike Tyson.
Right. You know what I mean? And the reality is that if you keep your distance, hit her on angles, which is exactly what Holly Holmes did. She tagged her with the right, set up and roundhouse her with the left leg, and she was done.
Last question. Isn't her strong suit Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu?
Yes.
That's what I thought also. I thought I remembered that.
That she's like world ranked in judo.
Yeah.
She's one of the world's best in judo.
But did you hear the story about how her mom used to wake her up with arm bars
Yeah.
when she was a kid? I thought, that's why she's a perfectionist.
Damn, didn't know that.
Yeah.
Like, Mom, stop.
Well, guess what? Amanda Nunes looked at that fight and fought her the same way. And if you go back, speaking about Ronda Rousey's mom,
Yeah.
she had told Ronda, get away from this trainer. You need to go back old school, the way I used to train you. And the way her mom used to train and prepare for fights, that she had sessions with different styles of martial arts to fight against them. Because think about it, judo is kind of a one-dimensional fight, right? It's all about you starting at the clinch and you're working your way to the imposinagi, the sotogati, which is the basic the throw, etc. But so, to me, if you're able to keep that distance and not allow her to clamp on you, you're good. To me, it almost reminds me of boxing. That's the recipe to beat Canelo. It's always been the recipe to beat Canelo, but that's so different. He's already give me the eye. You know what I'm saying is true, but that, like I said, we don't have enough time to talk about boxing.
Hey, Ernie, you gotta put a stop to that, man. Go ahead and lay into him on that.
You know the truth.
It's different stuff.
Oh man, so for 17 seconds, ladies and gentlemen, Ronda Rousey made $2.2 million.
Do the math.
And Gina made $1,050,000.
Do the math, people.
I just don't. I mean, like I said, between those 6 fights, that was $5.5 million.
And I like seeing, I'm gonna call them legacy fighters. People, who've been, who fought in the last 10 years come out and do all that. But to me, it's hard for me not to see past it just being a cash grab.
Right.
But I mean, I was entertained until the last fight. There was some pretty good fights other than, 3 out of the 5, 4 out of the 5 were first rounders.
But then that says a lot about MVP too. Are you just going to be setting up exhibitions, or because I'm gonna tell you, I really don't want to see an exhibition to that extent. I want to see you put everything you got into it.
Yeah,
and I don't want to just see the cash grab. That's just me. I'm just that way. I'm like that with football, baseball, basketball, and whatever. I mean, chess. You know, so I want to see you put everything you got into it.
Listen, I honestly think, and I'll say it again, I believe that this was just him testing the waters.
Right.
That's the only thing that makes sense
Right.
You know,
for something bigger, right? To attract other fighters.
and guess what? There's gonna be a lot of top names that if he starts building, they're gonna go to him. You know why? Because they know they're
payouts.
gonna get paid.
Yeah,
Right.
dude, it's a Netflix bot show. They're going to get guaranteed money. Top
But
dollar
I'm
money.
telling you, and I guarantee you, Dana White and the UFC was paying close attention to this. Despite what we think about the entire card, whether it was trash or not, the fighters, I guarantee you there's going to be people calling on Jake Paul and be like, hey, what happens if I come over? You know what? And contracts are going to be, you watch, contracts are going to be closed out and re-signed.
Isn't Bellator already paying better than the UFC?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I don't doubt it.
Yeah, but
That's why they're getting
competition.
yeah, Bellator is getting good fighters. Good fighters.
Yeah, competition is good though, and the key is for the fighters, man, not to get caught up in a contract that's got you locked down, man, for 3 or 4 years, and you're not making endorsements, you're not making this because of the contracts that you get into. And if that's the case, you might as well go be a rapper somewhere and get into
Listen,
get one of those contracts.
Listen, hate him or love him, you gotta now. In my opinion, I think you kind of gotta give the guy some respect of what he's trying to do for the fight game.
I agree.
You know,
I have to give it that.
What's Serrano? You know, the Puerto Rican fighter. He people are afraid to fight her. She wasn't getting paid anything. Once she signed with Jake Paul, he made her an instant millionaire within 3 fights.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm talking about.
Instant millionaire. You know, once again, love him or hate him, I don't care for the guy, particularly him or his brother. I
Yeah.
think they're a bunch of pain in the asses. I'll be honest with you. I think they're a bunch of nuisance. But are they good for the sport?
And they know how to make money.
Right. In that capacity, I agree. They like to trash talk and this and that, and it's crazy because Jake Paul's the younger one, and what is it? Logan.
Yeah.
He's the older brother, but you could tell he's scared of his little brother.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's the one that runs the show. You know what I mean?
Right.
There's no doubt about that.
Well, I think that Jake, he's bringing his fan base into the sport now, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
That these people never watch these type of fights. Same thing with Garcia. They're streaming, they're popular, they got this huge following, and I think that has to do with it.
It's a different generation now, right? It's a different generation because social media is huge.
Well, and I'll say this about Jake Paul, even Logan, man, because I'm pretty sure they're working as a team or a family business. Man, you got to give them kudos because they got balls to make money coming off the internet, going into the boxing and events and stuff like that. They even try to level up, man. That's that. Now, if that's not gutsy, I don't know what it is.
Yeah,
You can call them whatever you want to call them.
Yeah.
But a lot of other people should, take that approach and be like, man, bump it. I'm gonna go for the gusto and try to come up and hope that you get to that level. Because you think about it, man, they're on a level where, as far as promoting, you got some boxers that have made money that started their own entertainment company has not leveled up like Jake Paul has and his brother in the last few years. And they're also partnering up with people that's gonna, move forward, that's got money behind them,
Like even when they were younger, they, I think one of them started on Disney, and then they made their fortune on YouTube,
Right.
being trolly and kind of controversial, and
Right.
that's their style, and it's still working for them to this day.
Yeah.
He knows how to work the system. Jake Paul definitely knows how to work the system.
Mhm.
And think about how does this kid YouTube him and what blew up? He's fighting Mike Tyson. Who was it that Logan Paul? Logan Paul fought Tyson.
Didn't one of them fight Mayweather?
I can't remember now. I don't think so. I think he fought Logan Paul fought Tyson Fury's brother. or was it Jake Paul that fought him? I can't remember. One of the Paul brothers fought and lost. I think it was Jake Paul.
I thought Jake Paul fought Tyson Fury.
No, no. He fought his brother, Tommy Fury. That's his name, Tommy Fury.
Okay.
Yeah. But,
Well, the only media presence boxer that I can really pull to mind, besides Tyson and Jake Paul, and now we're going way back, is George Foreman. I mean, past that, I don't see boxers in the media, big presence that come to mind.
Yeah. Now it looked like Logan did fight Mayweather back in 21.
Okay.
Paul?
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. That they had the big beef between them.
Yes. You're
They
right.
chased him down like.
Yes. And it was Jake that fought Tommy Fury. Listen, you got to give it to them. They put in the work. They said to me, I thought in the beginning, it was just a scam. I thought it was just another gimmick, another way to make money. To me, I think he's really committed, And like I said, once again, guys, I really, truly believe that this was him testing the waters and having a big backing and sponsor with Netflix. That was smart.
I have the question: where do you draw
that has us talking right now? Just think.
Right. No, I agree. And I'm telling you, I guarantee UFC. I guarantee UFC is paying attention. Dana White is paying attention. I know Dana White couldn't stand the certain. And him and Ronda Rousey been talking trash about each other, etc. And mind you, he went to Dana to do the fight, and he turned it down. He said, "Nah, I don't think people want to." So okay, But once again, I mean, that boy again, I would love to know how much money he made as a promoter and co-sponsor of the Netflix series.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when you talk about he fought Mayweather, man, you got to ask yourself, where do you draw the line on the weight class? Because you going up, you going down, you in the middle. He taking all fights, man. So, is there a weight class?
I think it's all exhibition to put his name out there, make it seem silly. But now he's getting traction because people are talking about him. Now he got the Puerto Rican fighter. He's built her back up, so now he's taking it to a different level now.
Right.
He's not dealing with that WWF stuff where he was wrestling him and his brother. So I just think they're taking a different path. They're being smart about it.
Yeah, I agree. I think that they're gonna take it. I think they got the ball rolling with the MMA now. I think I could see in the near future another MVP promotions, with Netflix again. And it might be people that are leaving the UFC, or it's all going to be about money and how much money can these guys bring.
But then the UFC signed with Paramount, so they kind of did the same thing because they're on Paramount now.
Right.
But once again, if that's the case, right? If they're signing up, and they've had it for a while, why are they not paying these fighters, man? Yeah. Why, what I mean? And this is, and Dana White, that's the one thing I don't care for about, care about Dana White is like it's always a business transaction, and I get it is. But the reality is that if you have someone that putting assets to seats, how do you not pay them? Or at least give them a decent salary because you're making money regardless.
Yeah.
You're making money regardless. It doesn't matter.
I think Dana's put too much attention into that damn slap or whatever the hell that shit is.
That's going downhill quick too.
And it needs to. You want CTE? That's how you get it right there, baby. That's exactly how you get it.
Listen, but it doesn't stop me from watching it.
No, it's entertaining.
Dude, I seen this dude slap this guy so hard he knocked him out twice. Smacked him. He was out cold standing, got up, and then bam, and then got knocked out again. His head on the table, knocked down again. And Ronda Rousey was in. I mean, she was in the audience. That was absolutely ridiculous. Too funny, man. Too. Oh man. Oh well, guys, we hit an hour. Holy cows.
That was quick.
I'm just glad that the fights were on Netflix and we didn't have to pay for pay-per-view because it would have been very disappointing.
Very.
Yeah. You know, I don't think that card, even with Gina and Ronda, I don't think they're pay-per-view material at this point in their career.
No.
Nah.
I mean, I don't think. But once again, even more reason to go to Netflix, right?
Right.
I mean, to me, I think that was a big, big win for MVP.
Yeah.
Do.
I'm telling you right now, if we had to pay for that fight, I would have taken my TV off the wall and put it in a 10-second armbar.
Man, well, guys, I appreciate taking my last minute call to do something live today.
Mhm.
I just figured I just want to do something to talk about the fights. And Ernie and I, we talked about doing something like this. You know, him and I are big boxing fans. You know, I would love to start doing something like this after like Saturday nights of the boxing. Maybe do a Sunday update or kind of broadcast of opinions of the fights prior to. So if you guys are interested in seeing that, let us know. I think we're all for it, especially the boxing and just talk about from the greats from way back when to current fighters today.
Well,
Mayweather's the GOAT.
we got a lot of sports coming up, man.
Yeah, man. He did that on purpose because he knows I'm not a fan of Mayweather. I think he did a lot more. He's done more bad than good for the sport. But that's for another topic. Maybe next week, Sunday, we could talk about that, and we'll get into it. Once again, guys, if you like what you see, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell, hit the all notification every time we go live. Especially like today, unexpected, you get notified. And as always, guys, we love you. Thanks for the support. Catch you on the next one. Peace.